Oh man, struggling. Ooh, man, Mike, I am really nervous about my voice situation. I
You
mean,
can buy that licorice tea.
oh man, no, I never went. I just came home. I need to make that happen. When I'm done here, I'm gonna go
Just
grab.
gonna have to rest your voice and not talk too much.
I know, I know. Ah, I am Coach Maximilian. This is Munchies with Max, and we are Max Fit USA. And I got Mike on the ones and twos. So I'm excited. We got a little quick one tonight. Got some intro, a couple questions to go through, and then we're on our way. One of the things that I really enjoyed today was my parents came by, and Milo was really bugging me to get on the mics, do something, and I was like, okay. What do you want to do? And he was like, yeah, I want to do the podcast thing. I want to talk. I had my dad, and me and my dad haven't actually sat down and talked for a long time. And I was like, okay, Milo, we'll chat. And in the process, I just went through and waited, and pretty much got my dad to sit down with me and chat for about 45 minutes about life, a bunch of stuff that's happening now, and it was awesome. It was really cool. So that was kind of a blessed moment. So I just wanted to be excited about that. And I got like a double snack today. Double snack. Still getting a weird feedback. Mikey, how do I sound outside?
You probably have a line sitting on like a power adapter or something. That's why you got to keep all your cables clean.
Don't talk to me like that. keep your cables clean. How dare you? There is no cables clean around here right now. This is full chaos, dude. But I will have to keep my cables clean. Thanks, Mike. Uh, one of the things that I got asked two questions. One of them was, or two that I chose, was, are abdominal exercises good for strengthening your core? And then the other one was, how many calories to burn 2 pounds a week? So I thought these were good questions. I think they're relevant in the sense that a lot of us like to want to work our core, and then a lot of us want to lose or gain weight. So we got to understand what a pound weighs. My snack tonight. I got a multi snack. I got plain M&Ms. Not a big fan. 32 of them. I don't know. $32 is pretty good. Pretty good amount. I was like, I didn't think it'd be a whole handful. So 32 M&Ms, plain M&Ms. I wish they were peanut. I'm a much bigger peanut M&M kind of guy. This container has 62 servings, and 32 pieces is one serving. 140 calories, 5 grams of fat, 20 grams of carbs, 18 grams of sugar, 1 gram of protein. Mikey, peanut or plain?
I'm a plain M&M type of guy.
Don't you?
I like the plain, man. I just like the chocolate.
Man, you just drew a line in the sand, bro.
It's okay. I'm that guy. Don't cross the line. House divided. It's all right. We can have different opinions.
Hey, I will eat it. I will eat it for the sake of the show. I will eat your plain M&Ms. All right, so 140 calories. What do you got going on over there? What are you snacking on?
Getting my last 120 calories. Red, white, and blue. Hostess Twinkie.
I feel like you got that. You got that not even off of like Amazon or anything. You got that off of eBay.
It was the 4th of July snack 4 years ago.
Yeah. You were like hunting around for something else. And you look and you're like, oh, wow. 4th of July birthday cake flavor Twinkie. Okay. No, really. Where did you go to the Hostess outlet to buy it?
No, the was it the dollar store? The Dollar Tree has them.
Okay.
I bought a pack for $1. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's left over from 4th of July from three years ago, but they hold well. It survived.
Yeah. For sure. So the other day we had Alpha Hodas, right? And so this is from the company Havana, and it's like a dumpling, I would say, or like a chocolate,
a truffle.
Truffle?
Yeah, caramel truffle. Yeah.
I wouldn't use the word caramel. It's just dulce de leche.
The dulce de leche Havanas are so good. Those are fire. Those are fire. If any of y'all have never had a Havana dulce de leche truffle, oh, you guys are missing out. Go find it.
My neighbor used to always tell me. We grew up together since we were 3 years old. He would always tell me, it's the same shit as caramel. Stop lying. A little sweeter, a little more condensed. But stop telling me it's this dulce de leche. Just call it caramel and let's move on.
No, it's dulce de leche.
I used to always laugh at him. I was like, no, man, they make it different.
No, dude, it's not the same. And the reason being is that in culinary school, when I went to culinary school, when we made ice cream, and somebody said dulce de leche is the same as caramel. We made caramel ice cream, and we made dulce de leche ice cream. Dulce de leche ice cream, way better.
I feel like it's more milk, right?
It's condensed milk.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
Whereas what caramel's made how?
Caramel's just sugar.
Just cooked sugar.
Yeah, cook simple water. You just cook down simple syrup all the way down. Remove all the water. You get it condensed down. It's literally burnt sugar.
So one has milk and one doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good to know. Did not know that. Thank you. Okay, Mikey. My rant here. Oof.
Take that aside. Pardon me while I step on my soapbox here real quick.
Okay. So, doing some form of like corrective exercise is super important. I want to start by that. I want to start by saying that training and warming up, I wish we would do more corrective exercises for our Gen Pop. I mean, we go through phases of it, and I'll explain why we go through phases of it, and we like phase it in, load it out. I'm a very big believer in, if you have an injury, you want to address it. And I think it's very important to address it. Immediately go see a PT, start getting it worked on. I'm a big fan of manual manipulation. I love cupping. I love stem. I love dry needling. I love, I don't know, you name it. We don't want it. You don't want it. We don't got it kind of deal. Right. So, but I do like even heavy hands, like where to the point to where if I'm getting soft tissue work or actual like Graston work, I might bruise pretty heavily to where it kind of fries me a little bit. And I don't even want to really train. I'm kind of like even more mopier because of the injury or because of how I'm feeling. And that's okay. Because really my focus is to get healthy, right? So I want to load it. So I want to go see like Pat, I want to go see some form of actual somebody at Cure. I want to go see or a PT, a physical therapist, so that people are like, what the hell is he talking about? So specifically in going seeing somebody that will help you. And then not just seeing them once, like attacking it and seeing it like 3 times a week and then loading it again, and then almost like starting to peter it off. So I really like 3 times a week for about 4 weeks. And then I try to do it 2 times a week for about 2 to 4 weeks. And then I really know if I'm going to have like a further injury where I'm going to actually go get an x-ray, MRI, and that type of stuff. And one of the reason why I bring this up is because something that we actually forget is that when we're doing these exercises or when we're even when we talk about my abdominal question is doing something every day creates almost like a pattern overload. And like the more that you start creating an overload of the same pattern over and over again, you're going to create injury in that alone. So then you're having another issue. And if you're never really allowing it to actually like recover or super compensate or allow for 24 to 48 hours for it to heal, how are you actually knowing what you're doing to it, right? And you could argue a lot of different things that the abdomen fires a lot, or like an injury, you have to actually see and work around it and strengthen the muscles around it, or lengthen the joint, whatever you want to talk about. But understanding that if you start like lengthening the joint every single day, like even if you stretch, like if you were a really good stretcher and you stretch a lot and you stretch an hour a day post workout or 90 minutes a day post workout every single day, that will start creating problems if you're not careful. All right. So, and that pattern overload is a huge issue for some people. They don't see it because they get so much relief from the pattern or from, and what I mean by relief, I mean more of like a mental, like it's part of the routine, and sometimes you have to let that go. So loading it, deloading it, and maybe that's just because of how I like programming and that's how I like to train. I like to really get overloaded, really break my body down, and then recover. And then on the upslope is where I do better and I get my PRs, not in the middle of the actual training heavy. So I remember I went through phases where I would train so hard Monday through Thursday, and I would actually try to go extremely like focus on max lifts on Saturday. And if I didn't hit above 80%, I knew that I was training too hard in the week. And then if I hit above 90%, I knew I wasn't training hard enough. And so I would train harder the next week. So that's how I would gear it, was based off of what I was able to hit on Saturday. Um, that being said, on the load of a PT or loading like abdomen or loading like push-ups, people want to load push-ups, understanding how we're doing it, right? So like how we did our challenge where we were doing it and then doing like an isometric, we were doing an eccentric, or we were doing some form of actually movement and then hold, moving on. So we weren't actually creating too much wear and tear on the joint in theory. But even those reps that we were doing was still a lot. And luckily we loaded it. We loaded it through the weeks. And that allowed us to kind of get better at it. But now it's gone. Right. And then really we didn't really test it. And we didn't reap the benefits of what we did through those challenges with the calisthenics until now. So many people in my gym and online PR'd their Diane, and one of the first things that I got that feedback was, oh, I PR'd Diane. Even the Fran type, the Grace type workout, people were hitting close to or around their PR, even being tired. The Fran type workout we did, same thing, being, I think, didn't we do Fran not too long ago? But everything we were able to hit, specifically Diane, was based off of our push-ups and our calisthenics we have been doing so much of. So I just want to say that when you're loading these things, just be careful, understanding how to load them, deload them, and that's how you're actually going to see if they work for you. That's how you're going to see if it's actually creating real benefit or not. All right. So just be careful. Don't overload something that's doing good for you, like stretching or activation or corrective exercises. Okay. All right. Mikey, what is tomorrow's or today? Can you show me today's workout? You got that? You got that? Ow, man. I got hot wires, he said.
All right, today's workout. Hot wire.
I mean, it was because I unplugged my
Clean up
battery.
your wires.
I cleaned up one wire. I cleaned up one wire and it went away. It went away.
So today, yeah, we did do Fran to answer your question, and we did it today. Dumbbell thrusters and chest to bars, 21.
But I thought we did it with the barbell too, like hidden some other way too.
Yeah, I don't know how I would call
Like
this. I think it was like Fat Fran trying to
yeah,
lose weight or something like that. I don't know.
yeah, it was like 215s or something like that. Kind of like we did that Grace.
Yeah. But it was a double decker, and you've been hot on those double deckers all through quarantine. Double decker, if you guys don't know, is my term for workout in the top, rest in the middle, and another workout to end it. So you get a double decker bus, just slam it right into you for sure. But the first part is a dumbbell Fran with chest to bars. We got some pretty good scores here. Looks like Taylor Ingram got 5 minutes and 42 seconds on the first part and 35 pounds. Pretty fast there. Emily with 6:52, almost 9 minutes 4 seconds.
Hi, girl.
She did chest to bars, which is good.
That's good for her. She had shoulder surgery this year.
Ashley here with the 25-pound dumbbell and chest to bar pull-ups. Kay, thrusters and ring rows at home. Amber Beasley?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever met her yet. 20 pounds and kettlebell row, one arm.
Very nice.
Christine here did 25 and jumping chest to bars. Savannah was 6 minutes 49 seconds with 15 pounds and jumping chest to bars. Sasha here with 6 minutes 54 seconds. And then Tazine got it completed with 12 pounds and bent over row on the 45 pound.
Nice.
Crenshaw, 9:32.
His were looking good. His bulbs were looking good. He was over in that room in the morning.
Yeah, but he laid down right away. He went hard on today's workout for sure. He definitely put in the work for it.
Kurosh did well too.
Yeah,
because
Kurosh be sitting in that VIP room a lot.
Yeah, he likes it back there.
He does.
I was telling him, I was like, "Oh, you found the spot, huh?" And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. I'm the one spot in the gym that you can hide from me, huh?" And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about, but this is the spot." And Kurosh is a very, very loving man. I really love this guy. He's an older gentleman that showed up at not much older than me, but he's older. Showed up at my gym. Very athletic, likes to play soccer, did some other like mixed martial arts type stuff. I think it was like karate or kickboxing or something. And now I forgot. Sorry. And he suffered a lot of like knee and back problems. And he has had like pre-existing injuries prior to. Range of motion sometimes is tough. And I think sometimes when you go to a coach or you go to someone, they get so passionate about what they're doing is that they force range of motion on individuals, not understanding that sometimes range of motion has to be acquired through time. And then at the same time, it has to be almost passive, right? So through dead hangs or isometric holds, you have to be very careful with that type of stuff, right? So like being able to elongate the arm, things of that nature is what you gotta kind of focus on. And so he was constantly getting injured, and I told him, hey, just squat where you can, man. And he's like looked at me. I was like, yeah. And like, because I'll yell at people at the gym if I know you can squat below parallel and you're not. I mean, but so and sometimes even when we're filming, I'll even tell him, hey, you got to move, man. And, and he looks at me and I'm like, sorry, dude. We all know that we don't want to force the knee. We don't want to force your back. And now he squats real well. He's moves well comparative to when he showed up on my doorstep. I mean, I think he's been a member almost 3 years, 4 years, maybe longer, 4 years. And I just recently, within the last year, went to see him as a dentist. I don't really use my members for their actual services, and I should like be more involved. Like, I don't know. I need to get better at that. Because he was really sweet to me, he gave me a really good deal, and I don't like that stuff. I feel guilty. But thank you. All right, get back to it. Sorry, my bad. Poor Kurosh, just blasting his range of motion online. But he was smashing it today.
Yeah, it was good.
I wish he would have scored it. Hey, what about this East ascending going back around, huh?
Yeah, this is sending. I don't know what you got your math from, but this doesn't look like the same way we came down. It's like you took like the third fork in the road that didn't exist.
Yeah, it was like
so we have an ascending ladder for alternating dumbbell power snatches and pull-ups. Again, just an up and down movement and pull-ups. So yeah, again, he's just messing around with Fran, just making her do all types of different workouts here. So 9 every time, and you're increasing and going up. We don't do a lot of ascending ladders. So this one is always usually just a mental fortitude type exercise, just seeing if you can just hang on and go. Got some pretty good scores though. Again, Taylor with 5 minutes here. Max, I saw Max do it in 5:04. Nate with 5:41. As Mario, 6 minutes. On the female side, Emily Nelson with 6:26. She did 25, and she did regular pull-ups. No rips today though. Not a lot of people ripped their hands.
What happened with David? He got a 0?
I saw that. I didn't know what that meant. 0 second.
Poor guy.
Work on butterfly movement. Finish after the cap.
But what did you get done? I'm curious.
But he hit that 50 today.
Yeah, Taylor. 5 minutes, huh?
Yeah, fast.
Snuck in there on the back half, huh? What do you use? 35-pound dumbbells?
35 pounds.
All right. I wonder how he does with 50s. But I'm glad a lot of people use those 35 because I was smelling out a lot of 50s. A lot of people were trying to push that I didn't have enough 50s, and I was like, okay, here we go. And I was gonna give them a longer time cap so they didn't have to force the pull-ups, but everybody was so eager to grab the dumbbell and not give me the intensity in those thrusters at 6 a.m. I was like, I'm taking back my 5 minutes in my camp. I'm gonna save this for another day.
I thought you said you were gonna yesterday. You were like, oh, maybe 30. I was like, cool, and then you're like, nope, 20 minutes. I was like, oh, he wants us to.
I was like, I'm gonna give them time, let them get through this, kind of hang out, take a smoke break, do what they got to do. And I could tell like people were not gonna try to go like at least unbroken on the thrusters because that's what I was thinking. Like, keep it light, get unbroken, huff and puff, get a couple pull-ups, and then everybody was trying to just break up the thrusters from the get-go. So, in the warm-up, I saw it. We didn't even get into the workout. So yeah, smell it out. And then I felt bad for my training partners today because I had to come home and we ended up working out everybody worked out at 10:30, and then poor Lucero came in at 1:30. I think Jeef was there, but my 1:30 crew was all over the place today. but they were hamburger meat. They were moving so bad. I felt so bad for them when they came in the train at 10:30 that I was like, I don't want to see you guys again. Get out of here. That's really what happened. So I felt bad for Christian. But that's the beauty, really, I think, of what, like, training live, right? With training actually, like, at here or at the facility versus online. But those that actually text me or email me online and really, really get on me do really well too. I feel like, and it doesn't really bother me. It actually makes me feel like they're doing it, versus when they're not interacting with me like that. I'm like, I don't know what they're doing. They're doing whatever they want. They're cherry picking the shit out of this one. That's what I get.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I'm definitely feeling like a hamburger meat right now.
Yeah. And it all started with that run workout.
Oh, it's terrible.
The week started where it ended. Terrible.
Terrible.
Terrible. Okay, let's get into these questions so that way we can get some sleep. Question number 1: Are abdominal exercises good for strengthening your core? I'm always so aggressive about this. Okay, so when you're doing sit-ups, ab flexion, you can put a lot of strain on your neck. So really, you're just kind of flexing your neck a lot too. So you got to be careful of that. Your abdomen doesn't actually contract by crunching and rounding in. I like sit-ups because of the lengthening of the abs. So that's why I try to ask to reach and touch. So I'm a believer in full range of motion. That's really why I like GHD sit-ups, or why I like anchored sit-ups. It's really why I like toes to bars, or like the on your back, what I call a Rocky Balboa, more so than traditional like crunches. I like bicycles, like if we're gonna get into crunches. But again, those things, when I think about that, I'm also strengthening my neck because everything's forward. I'm already a forward animal, so I don't really want to actually like bring myself even more forward. So I got to be careful of that. Speaking of like PTA type exercises, I want to work my posterior chain, so I don't want to keep creating more of that upper kyphosis, rounding of my shoulders, and then my abs really wanting to push out, and then my butt tucking too. So what I think is important for your core is kind of the same idea of loading it. So loading it through GHD sit-ups, loading it through weights, loading it through heavy breathing, like diaphragmic work, and then figuring out, or gymnastics, toes to bars, knees to elbows, and then understanding like how often am I really doing it. So am I doing isometric type abs? Am I doing like full range of motion type abs, we'll say? And then I forgot what the other one I said I would call it: flexion and extension, isometric, iso load. Iso load would be like an overhead support, a rack support on your back, or like a rack pick. So like a deadlift out of a high hang, just lifting it up with straps, like full, and you're like lifting double your PR because it's exciting. So those type of exercises, I feel like an overhead support or a back support, that you're actually really learning how to cervically load your spine. Back squats, front squats, cleans, all that type of stuff already kind of does it. I really think too, like the planks and pillars, we just kind of went through a lot of that type of stuff. I do like the sit-ups 3 times a week. So really right now we're recovering, our abdomen and our core is recovering from our last core phase. So when we did our challenge, we did a 30-day challenge. We just got done with another 30-day challenge. And so now we're at a point where we're just finished recovering from that. We can add in a new core cycle. So just be careful with doing too much sit-ups too often. Think about that. Okay. And then I think that's pretty good. You got any questions, Mikey, about sit-ups?
No, I've been restarting the sit-up challenges.
Also too, no spot reduction, right? So if I wanted to lose abs, or I want to see my abs, I'm not going to actually see my abs by doing sit-ups. I'm going to actually see my abs by suffering and dieting and cutting weight,
Yeah,
getting
for
clacked
sure.
up, or like just shredded. Okay. So, for sure.
For sure.
Suffering.
I'm wasting away.
Save me. Totally. So the wind picked up. You were like, how many cows or how many calories to burn 2 pounds a week? It takes 3,500 calories to burn 1 pound. It takes 3,500 calories to burn 1 pound or to gain a pound. So if I take out 500 calories a day over the course of 7 days, I'm going to lose 1 pound, right? So if I wanted to lose 2 pounds a week, I would need to take out roughly 1,000 calories. So if I'm a 200 pound man, then on average, I need to eat 2,500 calories. I take out 1,000 calories, 1,500 calories, a little too light. So I'm gonna add 500 calories back in. That gives me 2,000 calories, and then I'm gonna exercise and hope I burn another 500 calories. Okay, so that's really how you would do that kind of math to figure that out. I don't like calculating exercise because I think of exercise as money in the bank. So the more I lose, the better off I am. But when I lose too much, I have to address it, right? So if I just started the diet, obviously the first week, I'm going to lose always anywhere between like 3 to 8 pounds, sometimes depending on how big you are or how much water and poop you have in you. And then after that, as you settle in, if you're losing still more than 3 pounds a week after the second week, now you should have adjusted it probably somewhere around 10 days in. So somewhere around, let's say, Wednesday. So if you started the diet on International Start Program Day, which is a Monday of any week of any of any month of any year, you start your program, and then all of a sudden you started dieting. The first week you lost. First 5 days, shit. The first 5 days you lost probably 3 to 5 pounds. And then you go over the weekend, you lose maybe another pound and a half. You start thinking, oh shit, now I'm down 4 to 5 pounds, maybe 6 inside of like 7 to 8 days. I got to adjust. But that's your best way to start looking at taking out calories, being able to exercise, and then not really count the exercise as money in the bank. I would get better at understanding exactly what that caloric intake is before I would actually just start saying, oh, well, I burnt 500 calories, so I'm going to add in an extra 36 M&Ms, which I may have not. So, and then the same thing kind of goes for gaining weight as well. But I'd be aware that you can't gain 2 pounds a week. It's really, really tough. I mean, if you're really, really good at it, you could probably gain like a quarter pound or half a pound. Even if you're cycling drugs, you're probably not going to gain more than a half a pound. Same thing if you're taking supplements like creatine and really taking testosterone boosters. Yeah, you would really have to eat a lot. And then even if you're eating food and you're gaining 2 pounds a week, and then all of a sudden you're gaining, like you're exchanging 1 pound of muscle, 1 pound of fat. I mean, you could figure out a way to really, and don't get me wrong, you could really figure out a way through over-the-counter supplements, maybe some type of hormonal boosters, or like making sure you're timing all your proteins and all that stuff. And you could definitely gain 1 to 2 pounds a week. So I misspoke. And when I was saying that earlier, I was just saying that it's hard. It's hard. And what I mean by that is it's like work where you're going to have to actually make sure you're eating right, and then loading the extra calories, and then understanding that if at some point really rapidly, so let's say the first week you gain 2 pounds, okay, you may or may not have gained 2 pounds of muscle. So it's maybe 1 and 1. And then all of a sudden the next week you do it again, you could start assuming that you're probably gaining 1 pound of muscle and one pound of fat. And then you're just like, you know what? F it. Who cares? I'm gonna ride this out. And then you start going 1 pound, 1 pound and 1. So you're gaining 2 pounds a week for 5 weeks. You just gain 10 pounds, knowing that 5 of that is still fat. That you're gonna burn 5 of it off. You didn't gain 10 pounds, you gained 5 pounds. And then you might do that for another couple weeks, but then suddenly you're gonna get this jump. Boom, boom. And now you're actually gaining 3 pounds a week. And that means you're now gaining more fat than you are muscle or something like that. I'm just giving you a very inflated number. And when that happens, you're going to have to really like stop and then reset. Do the math backwards. So I gained 20 pounds in the last 10 weeks. I know that half of that is fat. So I'm going to try to lose 10 pounds. And then when I lose 10 to 12 pounds, I'll go ahead and start gaining weight again. And then that was that yo-yo that we've been talking about in the sense of kind of losing weight and gaining weight. All right. So that's what it basically 3,500 calories is 1 pound, 500 calories a day. Take it out or add it in, gives you 1 pound a week. Cool. All right. Well, tomorrow's a rest day. So that's good. We got that going for us. And I just want to say, man, we've been plugging away. And I know sometimes I'm not right now, we're not firing exactly when we want to fire. And I'm having technical difficulties constantly. But thank you guys for always, bearing with me. And then thank you guys that are actually tuning into this later and the next day and stuff. I really appreciate the feedback that I'm getting. And I do really like talking about my gym, talking about my job, talking about exercising. And then I like hanging out with Mikey and kind of revisiting the day. So thank you guys. I love you guys. And we'll see you Friday. We got to get a guest on for Friday. We haven't talked to somebody in a little bit. We're still such a bummer, dude. There's so much emails and talking and shenanigans.
Maybe like a female?
What's that?
Maybe like a female? You have a female guest?
I'm into that. Here comes Jillian again. Just like that. Just like that. No, but for sure, GB popping in. I'm surprised she's not popping in right now. You said you need a female?